Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am your host, the notorious H.I.M, and I am back with another Wi-Fi battle. I'm using a Poliwrath rain team here, so just want to give you guys something a little bit different, show a little team builder. So I'm using Poliwrath, Adamant Nature. We got Jolteon, Timid Nature, with Thunder, Shadow Ball, Volt Switch, Rain Dance. The thing with a Poliwrath team is, it takes a lot of support to be good. So in this play session with this team, it was extremely difficult for me to try to get gameplays because this team kind of loses to a lot of things. Like, this team does not like setup. I'm rocking, the Pelipper, Bold Nature, fully invested in HP, defense, Rain Dance, Hurricane, Scald, Defog. So, this team really struggles if my opponent starts to set up. So it was really a challenge to kind of work around some of the OU threats, because you guys know me, I'm rocking the Roserade here, so fully invested in speed, special defense. But like I was saying, you guys know me. I like to use unconventional mons and put up against the best that OU has. So, when I'm playing with these teams, a lot of my opponents tend to have some of the highest threats in OU, and I gotta bring some of these obscure mons up to greatness. So it's pretty difficult. I decided to rock with the Timid Nature on this because I wanted to be able to outspeed to get up like my traps, like poison spikes, toxic spikes, of course. Rocking the Flygon here, that's gonna give me immunity to to ground moves, immunity to electric moves. So the team has some really good synergy if you take a look at it, but it just struggles to be good, and I definitely felt it this play session. Like, it was real tough to get some of these gameplays. Like, I played for about like 2 hours or so with this team in just Wi-Fi battles alone, and I was able to get some wins, but the losses that I took all came from people setting up on me, because it's just so hard to beat that, right? Like, some of these mons, like, you get a Garchomp that starts setting up, or you get a Tyranitar that starts setting up, like, you're gonna have a bad day. So you gotta play really carefully around those threats, and this team has the ability to do it. So I got a pretty interesting Wi-Fi battle for you guys, and you guys will see this team do some work here. It's against my opponent Yoshi here, and looking at his squad, he's got a couple of good OU threats, right? So Blissey is hard to break, Skarmory is hard to break, Garchomp has always been a threat, and you got the Rotom Wash. Everything else is coming from a lower tier. But looking at his squad, like, unless the Garchomp is Scarfed, nothing else is gonna outspeed Demona here. So I'm thinking about leading that. He may lead Skarmory, to get up his Stealth Rocks, to get up his Hazards. Don't really know what he wants to lead with, but I go out into Flygon and he leads Rotom. So that's pretty good for me, because I know that I'm going to be faster, right? There's nothing that's going to be faster than this except for a Scarfed Garchomp. So I can U-turn, get some damage off. He's not going to go for a Volt Switch with this thing in front of him. He's probably going to go for a Hydro Pump or something. So I have a lot of things I could really do. He could know that I'll be faster and still go for the Volt Switch, so I could go out into Electric Ave, but I'm thinking Kurama is the best play here, the best middle of the ground play here, just to kind of, eat a Hydro Pump or a Volt Switch, or really whatever he wants to go through. Like, he doesn't want to trick this because you're going to start getting poisoned, so you really don't want that smoke with Kurama, honestly, not with a Rotom Wash. So I think that's going to be the best play here, and that's exactly what I'm looking to do here. So again, I don't know if the Rotom Wash is Choice Scarf. So if he's Choice Scarf, it's going to be bad. So I go out into this, and he gets off a Will-O-Wisp, which is fine. If anyone wanted to take a Will-O-Wisp, it would have been the Roserade. Kurama, he don't really care about getting burned too much, because I'm packing the Natural Cure. Once I get out of here, I'm gonna be cured of anything you got for me. So I'm thinking, okay, I could probably get a Sleep Powder off, but he brings in this Espeon, and this pretty much solidifies it. It's gonna be real hard to get up hazards as long as this thing is around. So I have to figure out a way to deal with this. Normal Roserade sets tend to pack the Giga Drain and then the Sludge Bomb, but this you know, Roserade is specifically designed around taking out like threats like Breloom, so I can't really do much against this Espeon, and I don't want to lose Kurama just yet. I want to see if I can maybe get this up out of here, and then probably bring in Kurama later on, get some hazards up. So I go out into Metagross. It's the best middle of the ground play that I can make, you know, and now he starts calming his mind, and now he's dangerous because Espeon is such a threat, you know, like so fast, so strong, and now you start calm-minded and you becoming a real problem, bro. I'm gonna have to take care of you. I think the best thing to do here is to go for the Bullet Punch. Nothing else that I have is gonna be able to do much damage to him. He resists the Hammer Arm. He resists the Zen Headbutt. So I get some damage off with the Bullet Punch, and he goes ahead and caps me with that Shadow Ball. So this Metagross really didn't have much of a role in this play session, and not in this battle at all. So I go ahead and I lose my Metagross here, which is unfortunate. No way to get up Stealth Rocks, but as long as this Espeon is in my face, there's really nothing I can really do. So I decide here now is the best time to go out into Flygon, because I could definitely pull off a big U-turn, and that's gonna do a lot of damage to this, probably end up killing it. So I think that's the best play for me to make, is to go out into this and get a U-turn off. He probably doesn't want to see this get capped, so like, what is he gonna really do? He goes ahead and he withdraws, and now he's probably going to bring out the Skarmory. That's probably going to be his best play, and of course, this thing is shiny as hell, thick as hell, so he's going to be able to live pretty much anything that I have physically for him. But he really don't want to contend with a Jolteon, so Electric Ab is definitely going to be coming out here next and put some pressure on this dude. So once Electric Abs comes out, like, you got to remember, right, like, my whole point of this team is to try to get Tyson, the Poliwrath in, and do some work here. So I'm thinking the quicker I could do that, the better. He doesn't want to stay in here and take like a Thunderbolt or a Volt Switch or anything like that. So I do think of it, but he has the Garchomp. There would be no reason for him to not come in with Garchomp. I could Shadow Ball, kind of play that, you know, but he also has the Blissey. So I'm just going to set up this Rain Dance in his face, and that's going to catch him off guard, because people don't really expect, you know, when they see a Jolteon to be packing that Rain Dance. But I have it on Jolteon. That tech is definitely going to help me out. And now he brings out the Blissey. So I know this is his specially defensive wall. And obviously, Blissey is just so beefy. It's so hard to get around at times. I'm thinking now is the best time to just kind of get off as much damage as I can. So the thing is that Volt Switch is probably going to be my best bet here. Like, he's not going to, you know, go out. He's dedicated for this, stopping this. So I'm going to go ahead and Volt Switch out of here. Get a little bit of damage off, bring him down to probably like 80%. And now comes in Tyson. He does not want to contend with Tyson. Even unboosted, a Drain Punch would definitely cap this. And he goes for the Ice Beam, and I eat this. Like, this is really not going to do nothing to me. What I probably should have done here at this point was probably to get up the sub, because packing the sub and the belly drum allows me to, you know, not be toxic, not be Will-O-Wisp, not be, you know, sleep powdered and all that kind of stuff. So I should have really went for the substitute, but I'm thinking, okay, I gotta get up this this belly drum at some point. Let's get it up now rather than later. He ends up going up out of here and probably back into his defensive wall with his Skarmory. And now I'm gonna start beating my belly. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I go ahead and get this big belly drum off, and now I'm at +4. You don't want to see me no more. I'm about to punch you in the face, and it's going to be a bad day for you. I'm Tyson, bro. I'm Mike Tyson in the 90s, and I'm the baddest man on the planet. There's really nothing that you're going to be able to do to this. I just want to see how much it's going to do. I could have very easily went for a Waterfall here, probably try to play for some flinch shenanigans, but I think getting as much help as I possibly can back is going to be the best play for this, because if he Brave Birds, I'm probably going to lose this, right? I'm invested, so I'm going to take my chance. I'm going to take my shot. Sometimes you got to take a risk, right? Life is about risk. I'm willing to take it. So I go ahead and I Drain Punch this guy right in the face, and I'm going to recover a substantial amount of my health here. So that's what I go ahead and do. I Drain Punch him down, and that does like 75% to this guy. So imagine, bro, like a fully invested defensive Skarmory is taking 75% from this Mike Tyson here, this Poliwrath. So He does go for the Drill Peck, so he's not packing the Brave Bird. If he is, he should have gone for that, because that would have definitely capped this from this range. And now it's over. This Skarmory is gone. A huge, huge defensive threat that I no longer have to worry about is pretty much gone. So that's really good for me. There's really nothing that wants to come in and take this. So, you know, he has to let this Skarmory go down. There's really no play for him to switch this out. Like, it's of no use to him at this point. So I go ahead and get this big Drain Punch off, and this caps the Skarmory. So he's, you know, he's landed, he's done, he's gone, he's up out of here. So now it's about what he's gonna bring in. I think my opponent is kind of understanding the situation here for what it is, and he knows that he has to stall out as much turns as possible for this range. So what's coming in? The thing with this team is that once I get up +4 and I have that rain up, I'm almost faster than anything. So you really have to come correct, and I don't think that he understands the real severity of the situation that he's in right now. This Drain Punch is gonna kill this Rotom. You know, up 4, you know, a Drain Punch to a Rotom is gonna do over 100%. I'm gonna gain back basically all my health here with this punch, and he's not gonna be able to do anything. Like, I'm telling you, it's the 90s. I'm Mike Tyson, and I'm knocking fools out left and right. You can't stop this, bro. Mike Tyson is a beast. Let's go. So I go ahead and I cap this fool, punch him right in the face, and I pretty much decimate him, cave his chest in. And now I'm almost at full. I'm almost at full. What are you gonna do? So what he can do now is probably bring in he brings in the Cloyster. So most Cloysters love to shell smash in your face and rock a Focus Sash, but the thing is with the rain up, even when you shell smash, even up +2, we're gonna be at a speed tie. So I just gotta get a little bit lucky here for this to really work in my favor. And even if it doesn't, you know, like, I have other things that I could very easily, you know, come in here and kill this. So he goes ahead and he shell smashes, and it's a speed tie. But, you know, like I said, I'm invested. I'm not leaving, bro. Like, I'm staying, and I'm gonna punch anything in front of me as long as this rain is up. So I have to use the rain turns to my advantage here. So I go ahead and I Drain Punch him. I don't think anything he had would have been able to kill me, even +2. You know, I'm at +4, so, you know, I go ahead and I Drain Punch him, and this puts this thing out. So I do get a little bit lucky there, win that speed tie. And now what? What can he do? Unfortunately for me, the rain does stop. So now he has the ability to kind of bring in his Espeon here and now kill this, because, you know, a Psychic will kill it. Let's be honest, right? Like, let's be completely real. A Psychic will kill this. I have to go out here, right? Like, I'm still reliving my glory days, bro. Like, the 90s are here, and I don't want Tyson to go out yet. So I'm gonna bring something in here as death fodder, and I'm thinking, you know, Kurama is probably the best thing I could really do here, because even if he Psychics, you know, if this goes down, that's not too bad, because I will outspeed. He's not Scarf, I know that. You know, I could come in with Jolteon, go ahead and get up another Rain Dance, and then you're at my mercy again. So I do live the Psychic, which just kind of shows you why the Timid is more important in this situation. Because if I didn't have the Timid, I wouldn't be able to outspeed, you know, so I couldn't get off any damage on this, and getting off as much damage as you can when you can is so important in these battles, especially when you're facing, you know, a stronger Mon. Getting off damage for later, you know, letting something go down, knowing when to make that move. He starts calm minding, and now it's gonna be real bad for me, because there's nothing that really wants to deal with this once it starts calm minding. The only saving grace I have, and the thing that I can really rest on, is that Flygon is faster. So if I can continue to chip him down, if he wants to calm mind in my face, that's fine. I'm gonna go for the Extrasensory and hope for a flinch, chip this thing down so that Flygon come in, cap this with a U-turn. So, you know, I'm really not afraid of this. I know that my play is to stay in here. Kurama, the Roserade, knows that he has to go down. So I'm not really worried. You could calm mind if you want. I'm gonna be faster with both Jolteon and Flygon. So there's really no situation where you live out of this, right? Like this Espeon is basically just trying to get as bulky as possible, but it's really not going to help you, because I'm going to kill you. Like, it's just that. You got to accept your fate, bro. He does go ahead and get another Calm Mind up, and And that's the thing, right? If I didn't have anything that was faster, that would be a complete move that makes sense, but I have mons that are faster, bro. Like unless he doesn't know that my Flygon is Scarf. Like, obviously, this will outspeed Flygon naturally, but you don't want to mess with that. So you can continue to calm mind off, you know, and I'm gonna continue to hit you with this Extrasensory. It really doesn't matter to me. That's my play. I can't Sleep Powder, I can't Toxic Spikes, I can't Leech Seed. None of that is gonna work in this phase. And then he pops the Morning Sun. So I'm like, oh man, I just did all this work for really no reason, because at full health, Flygon's U-turn can't kill this. And I know that, so now it's starting to set in that I'm gonna have to lose another Mon for this to go down. This is definitely gonna be able to take care of probably 2 or 3 of my Mons before I can kind of bring something in that's gonna deal with this. So again, like I said before, Roserade has to go down here. I cannot, you know, bring something else in and let something else take free damage. I really don't want to do that. This is the most expendable thing on my team, so I'm gonna let this go down. The only thing I can really do is just hope for some flinches. You know, that's the only thing I can really go for right now, because the Extrasensory not gonna do nothing to him. You know, this is designed for Breloom, not for Espeon. If I had the Sludge Bomb or something, that would be better, because it could probably get poisoned or something like that, but, you know, I'm not packing it this game, so it doesn't matter. He goes ahead and he Shadow Balls, finally taking this Kurama out. He's up +3, you know, special attack, special defense, so he's gonna live a lot of stuff. You know, at first I was thinking, you know, who can really take this down out? Maybe I can go into Electric Ave, you know, maybe I can go into Nigel, try to get a Rain Dance up, but Flygon is the best thing to do, because then I at least get big damage up, and you see how much this U-turn is going about to do. So that's my play. I go for the U-turn. Let's see if he lives it. Of course, at full health, he's gonna live this. He lives at like 25% health. So now something else has to go down, because he's gonna attack, right? What do I want to go down? I have to keep Pelipper around because of the Garchomp. Like, Pelipper is so bulky that it could live a lot of hits. So I decide for Jolteon, Electric Ave, you got to go down for the team, bro. Thank you for your contribution, bro. You didn't really do too much, but you definitely helped in the beginning of the battle, so I appreciate you. Now that Jolteon goes down, now I can bring back in Flygon and go for a big U-turn. Like, this thing is going to get killed. There's really nothing that wants to deal with that. You know, I could have very easily have just locked myself out into Outrage. You know, if the Flygon, you know, doesn't do U-turn, I could very well do the Outrage and get big damage off on the Garchomp. So Demona really could do whatever she wants here. Like, I think the best play is to get this U-turn up out of here and, you know, at least put me in position to bring something else in that could hopefully help me later on in this battle. So that's exactly what I do. Obviously, I know at this range that this Espeon will fall to this. He knows that this thing will fall to this, so he decides to go out, and he brings in the Garchomp. And like I said, like, I could have very easily or Outrage right there and probably kill this. I don't know what this wants to do. Don't know if it's Scarf Ments, so this is going to give me a little bit of intel here. I get the rough skim damage, which isn't too much of a big deal. As long as I keep Demona around, I should be able to beat that Espeon, so I'm not too concerned with that. I'm down to 3 Mons. We're down to 3 Mons each, so I go out into Nigel here, and I know that Nigel the Pelipper, you know, come with me if you want to live. You know, hop into my mouth if you want to live. So I'm about to go ahead and get this big Rain Dance off, because I know I'm going to live whatever he goes for. Like, there's really no situation where he's going to be able to kill this in one hit. So I'm going to go ahead and get this big Rain Dance off, and now I'm going to be even much bigger threat for something later. He shows me the Sub-Chomp. So that's crazy. So he could very easily have like a Sword Dance or something like that and get real scary. So the thing is though, is that I know that I'll be able to kill this sub with the Rain Dance Scald. So with the boost from Scald, there's really no situation where that substitute's gonna live. So my play here is just to stay in and put as much pressure on this Garchomp as possible, because I don't want him setting up. Now that I know that he's substitute, I don't want this thing setting up on me. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and start scalding. Like I said, I'm full health. Like, there's no reason why he's gonna be able to kill me in one hit. I don't think even boosted he'd be able to one hit kill you know, a Pelipper at full HP, full defense. I don't think that he'd be able to do that. I'd have to calc it to kind of be sure, but I don't think even with a Sword Dance he'd be able to one-hit me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this Scald off. He decides to go for the Outrage, and let's look at the damage on that. Look how bulky Pelipper is. Like, that's easily a 3-hit kill. So I can live the entirety of his Outrage and put amazing pressure on this Garchomp. The substitute fades, so you're locked into Outrage. I'm gonna hit you with this Scald next turn. So let's see how much that's gonna do, because there's really nothing you really want to do, right? You don't want this smoke. I'm not switching out for nothing else to die, so I'm staying in with Nigel here. See, easily a 3-hit kill. Easily a 3-hit kill, so he can kill me next turn, but let's see how much this does. Unfortunately, I don't get the burn, which is a little unfortunate, but that's totally fine, honestly. From this range, Nigel has done his job, right? Like, this Garchomp is pretty much out of here, and he's not gonna outspeed, so I can very easily come in with Flygon, Outrage, and take care of the rest of these guys. Like, that's very easily a play for me. But like I said before, it's the 90s, and Tyson is not done, bro. I still have some fools left to knock out, so I'm gonna go for this, and I'm gonna go for this right now. I go ahead and I bring in Tyson. And this Tyson is gonna go ahead and level the rest of the playing field here. At this range, I really don't need to even boost, right? Like, so I could pretty much take him out with everything else that I have. Like, everything else is weakened, and just looking back at it, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tyson pretty much killed everybody, right? Like, I don't think Amon lived Tyson, bro. Like, he knocked out everybody, so that's pretty freaking crazy. Yo, under the right conditions, I'm telling you, yo, Poliwrath is a beast. He goes ham, bro. Like, under the right conditions, you don't want this smoke with Poliwrath, bro. Like, you're thinking to yourself, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're not gonna live this Waterfall. I'll punch you in the guts. I'm gonna take a little bit of rough skin damage because you got a high guard, but it's over, bro. I just body shot you, bro. Like, there's nothing you can do. So now he has to bring in, you know, the Espeon, you know, and this thing don't want to take a Waterfall either. Like, look at the health that you're at. I know I outspeed. You're not Scarfed. You're Leftovers. You know, you're done, bro. I'm gonna hit you right in the guts. So I go ahead and I Waterfall, get this big gut punch off, and I run through this team, bro. Like I'm telling you, under the right circumstances, this is just a beast team, bro. It's hard to use sometimes, but it's just so much fun when you make it work, bro. This Blissey obviously wants no smoke. This Drain Punch is gonna cap this thing. I'm gonna punch right in the face, get all my health back up, and I'm at full health, bro. Tyson is basically untouched. I done knocked these fools right out, and that is the end of the battle, guys. So if you could take some time to rate, comment, and subscribe, I greatly appreciate it.